What's the most embarrassing secret you accidentally exposed? I was helping my favorite teacher fix her laptop, but I clicked the wrong folder, and what I found almost ended her job. It was supposed to be a normal class, but the projector froze mid-slide and Mrs. Hans, who was usually calm, looked upset. She called me up since I was good with tech and I'd helped her before. She always said I had quick fingers for computers, so I thought it would be a simple fix, but I didn't expect to find something no student was meant to see. Her laptop was messy, so I searched through folders while she graded papers behind me. She told me the presentation was likely in the documents folder, so I opened it. But that's when I saw a folder labeled Personal Edits. And it sounded like something related to class, so I opened it without thinking. And then some video previews showed up, and what I saw made me feel sick. Each video showed her partially undressed with someone I didn't recognize. I didn't open a single file, but the thumbnails alone were enough. Before I could react, she saw my face. She rushed over and slammed the laptop shut, and her voice dropped as she told me we'd discuss it later. But we never got the chance, because someone else made the first move. The next morning, the principal called me to his office, and we didn't even sit down. He handed me a sealed envelope and told me I was being placed on emergency suspension for inappropriate behavior with a teacher. I stood there stunned until they told me what I was being accused of. They claimed someone submitted evidence that I was in a relationship with Mrs. Hans. I stood there frozen because I hadn't done anything, and I barely knew her outside of class. But no one cared. My name was already stained. And the worst part? I finally realized who the man in those thumbnails really was. In one of the thumbnails, I'd seen a silver wristwatch. I'd seen that same watch 100 times before. The man in the video was the school principal. And now that I was suspended, it made sense. He flipped Mrs. Hans's story and turned her panic into a weapon, and used me as the perfect scapegoat. I didn't know what to do, so I texted Mrs. Hans. Not to accuse her, but to ask why. She agreed to meet me after school in the staff parking lot and admitted she had panicked after I saw the folder. She told the principal someone might have seen the videos, hoping to explain things at first, but she never expected him to twist it around. I told her I never watched the videos and I didn't even recognize the man until now. She looked shocked, and after a long pause, she told me we were both already ruined, so we might as well take him down with us. 2 days later, she seduced the principal in her classroom after work hours. She pressed record on her phone and slid it behind a stack of textbooks, and I waited outside. Later that night, she sent me the audio file. His voice said everything we needed to prove. He told her to stay quiet and said he'd already taken care of the boy, and that the school wouldn't believe a student over a principal. And if she kept pushing, they'd both go down. But he had no idea. He was the one trapped. We sent the audio to the school board anonymously, but that wasn't enough. So I printed the video thumbnails, cropped just enough to be suggestive, not explicit, and slipped them into an unmarked envelope. Then I waited by the staff parking lot for his wife. I didn't say a word. I just handed her the envelope and walked away. And 3 days later, she showed up during a staff meeting. I wasn't in the room, but people talked. She stood behind him while he spoke, then dropped the envelope on the table.